Before we begin, I just want to say that I've been a little sick. I have a cough drop in my mouth, and I am a little stuffier than normal, and my voice is a little deeper than normal, so bear with me. But let's talk about sling bags. Here we have two Tom Talk bags. This one, or nope, this one is the T33 Aviator. This one is the T21 Explorer, also known as the Compact EDC Sling Bag, Minimalist Chest Shoulder Bag, blah, blah, blah. And this one is the Inatech Sling. Now, all of these bags, as of right now, on Amazon are available for less than $40. In terms of budget slings, it seems to be really one of these three. I haven't seen anything else come close, and at least in this size capacity. They sit around 4 liters. The Aviator sits at 3.5, but we'll talk about that. I want to go over which bag I think the best, but also if you have been watching my content, you might be thinking, Chell, you hate bags. Why would you carry a bag? And it's not, I mean, like, I hate bags for everyday carry. I carry a backpack for work because, you know, it's got a laptop in there. And, you know, I'm not going to just raw dog carry a laptop. But these slings I am getting specifically for travel. I plan on having a travel backpack, which is this light purple one that my mom just kind of hoisted onto me. It's got not enough organization in the interior, but I decided that for travel, you know, once I'm at the hotel, I'd leave the backpack behind, and the sling that was inside that backpack I would take out for my day-to-day usage. Some notes about how my travel is. Usually, a lot of times it's for business, so I'm, you know, either I'm gonna go over like my travel EDC, my travel DC. No, it's I don't know. I'm gonna go over what I carry for travel, but largely it's for business. But sometimes it's for like vacation, and I'm like visiting a foreign place that I don't know as super well. But I might go for like a week. I might bring something like this for a weekend trip, like that backpack too. But let's go over these. I want to say before I talk about the Inatech, I think it makes a lot of sense to compare the two Tom Talks to each other. Again, Explorer, otherwise known as the Minimalist EDC Sling, and Aviator. I'm going to refer to them as Explorer and Aviator. The Explorer has two big brothers, one of which is this is 4 liters. It claims to fit it's small and it fits an 8.2-inch iPad mini. There is a medium, which is 7 liters, fits an 11-inch iPad Pro, and there is a large that fits 10 liters and a 14-inch MacBook. At that point, though, that's just kind of a messenger bag. And then the Aviator has 2 smaller brothers. This is the 3.5, but there's also a 2.5 and a 1.5. At least on Tom Talk's website, the 2.5 and the 1.5 are sold out, and I don't usually see the 2.5 available in other places. So, yeah. I'm going to tell you right now that while this claims to be 3.5 and this claims to be 4, I don't believe it, because I'm going to tell you right now that I think the Aviator is more or less explicitly better than the Explorer. First, we're going to go over what the Explorer does better. The Explorer currently costs as of this recording, costs $32.24 on Amazon. It normally is $43. It's currently a 25% off deal, but it's never over $43. It's always around there or less. So under $40 is pretty crazy. This one, I think I paid about $42 for, but it's currently sitting on sale at $37.59. It's $47 retail. And just to mention, the Inatech currently is $35.24. It is $46.99 retail. So there are also 2 other colors that cost like $2 more. Okay, so let's talk about the things that the Explorer does better. The Explorer is better than the Aviator in that it has multiple colors. I might as well just show you them, then describe them. But the color options are actually quite nice. Here you have, this is the one that I think I currently have. It was probably the cheapest, but you got this real pretty one. I'm a fan of this one over here. Why did I not get these? I don't remember. Oh, this one's X Pack, so it's gonna cost more. Yeah, X Pack one is $60. But you got black, you got this inky blue that's also really lovely. And then this oh my god, please. This claims to be light cyan. That's not light cyan. Olive and space gray. I don't know why I picked up space gray, because this is actually not the color I normally would have picked. Maybe the other ones were sold out. In contrast, the Aviator only has 3 colors: black, khaki, and light gray. And I guess I'll get to the Initech since I'm here. Beige, black, and gray blue. Which black is $2 less than these other twos, but eh. All right, back to me. What can I tell you about that? Oh yeah, so also another thing is price of. There's more color options for the Explorer, but the price, it's also currently $5 less. That said, I would not sacrifice $5 for a bag that's better. This is half a reason. Oh, actually, no, this one is a real one. This one here. These anchors are definitely really sturdy, and I don't worry about them at all. Hello, just dropping random things. And these anchors here, I'm not worried about these breaking, but they're definitely less sturdy. But I think if you're carrying anything that would break these anchor points and not these anchor points, you probably shouldn't be clipping it to a sling bag anyways. So yeah, I want to say that all 3 of these budget bags, they're all really, really good. And budget doesn't mean cheap. They're actually really quality, but which one is the best? And I think they're all good. This is not such a worse bag compared to the Aviator that I don't think they're, like, if you really like color, then like maybe this is right for you. I don't know. But the last like improvement, this is half an improvement, is that this bag, the straps are a 90-degree angle. And so if you wear it over your left shoulder, it's going to sit horizontally against your chest when you are accessing things in the front. If you have it on your back, it's going to be vertical. Now that might be really nice for you if you wear it over your left shoulder. Oh, I want to access my snacks, or I have my water bottle in here, or, you know, anything. And I will be filling these up to show you what currently is like. But if you wear it over your right shoulder, it's going to be the opposite. There's not as much snugness like here, whereas there's less give here. Like, there's not really a lot of like movement that can happen. It is possible on your back, like someone could possibly try and unclip it, but that'd be really ballsy. And also, if you're wearing a jacket, you could always wear the jacket over it. So yeah, but anyways, if you wear this over your right shoulder, instant eliminate. It's not worth it. And I don't know, I'm gonna double check, but I don't think there's a reverse strap. I think all the straps are always this 90-degree for left shoulder. So if you wear a sling bag over your right shoulder, this is an immediate eliminate. It's not worth it. The Aviator has, I would say like a 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock kind of direction. They kind of go like up outwards. This is not designed to be worn as a fanny pack, so if that's something that matters to you, take that into consideration, but I personally don't care. Let's also, the biggest difference, while this claims to be half a liter less, I swear this holds more. Currently in here, I have a Nintendo Switch, I have a first aid kit, a battery pack, deodorant, dry sunscreen, and in here, a few things that I won't mention, but you have a mesh pocket here. You can zipper up. Semi-see-through, breathes a little bit, and I think they're all X-Pack zippers, but not the waterproof kind. The Explorer does not have this. It does not have that pocket. It's just one fewer pockets. This is a nice bright contrast orange. It's really easy to see what's in here, especially if it's in a not super well lit room. But you know, it's like this bright orange, and I don't know about you, but most of my things are not orange, and even the yellow thing I can still brightly see. That's sunscreen stick, you know. So and also, like, this is my like current things that I filled up in here. This obviously will differ from what you carry, but I will say that, like, if I'm out and about and my EDC pouch, which normally lives in my left pocket, it's gonna be a snug zip, but it does fit. There we go. I was just getting butterfingers. It does fit in here, and this EDC pouch is pretty loaded. So if for whatever reason I was like, I don't really want to worry about that, but yeah, that's like, so I'll tell you right now, like, I'm gonna fill this up and show you at some point, but like, this bag can't do that. So even though it claims to be 4 liters, what they both have this main divider that can fit a Nintendo Switch and I suppose an iPad mini. It does, I think the Explorer is slightly wider, so the Switch fits in here a little better. But there's also these 2 mesh pockets that, you know, have a lot of flexibility. There is a lot of depth to this, and it can actually go pretty wide, and it sits quite nicely on the table by itself. Oh, and none of these 3, all 3 of these straps are not removable. They are firmly attached. So also another thing to consider. The Aviator and the Explorer both also have a front pocket that have 2 dividers in the front, like this, some giveaway space, and a little keychain. One of these pretty secure ones, pretty easy peasy. I don't feel any issues with this, though it does spin around, so if you're having a hard time trying to pull this thing down, that could be why. But hey, that's not bad to have. I've currently loaded this out with certain things: nail clippers, lip balm, emergency meds, a spare scrunchie, hydration thing, flashlight pen, cough drop. Yeah. So, and then the problem with the Explorer is that this zipper is the maximum height. You can't fit anything underneath here. This on the Aviator does. You have about an extra inch or so. While you might not necessarily be carrying things that are that tall, it just makes it easier to be like, oh, what do I have in here? I can pull this back and see what's in here. It's just easier, and I don't know. Now the back pocket, there's one more back pocket, and this is like the sort of subtle pocket. There's nothing really back here in terms of organization. It's just a small flat pocket. It goes pretty wide. A lot of people traveling like to keep their passports there. I have a spare mask there, so that's something to consider. But I would say that this one back here, it's more or less the same. Also, no height here. One thing that is possible is that, like, if you were for some reason in a place where it's raining really heavily, rain could pool up. Rain could pool up here. I don't know. That's just an observation that I have. In the Aviator, a little bit here, but not nearly as much. I find that it doesn't really do that. And this part is pretty flushed. So, some things that I've noticed. So, I hope that's convincing that the EDC Minimalist Explorer Sling Bag, forget about it. Get the T33 Aviator if you're between those 2 bags. But wait, there's more. Because now we have the Initech Sling. Let's talk about the Initech Slings. It's also about 4 liters, that's what it claims. It also has the 3 same pockets. Let's do that in order. You got, oh yeah, all of them have 2 zippers for the main one. Right. This one actually has a ton of organization. There's a back flap here that you can, again, also fit a Nintendo Switch. There are not mesh pockets on here, but instead 4 elastic bands that can fit something, you know, small enough to fit an elastic band. on the other side. Now you got, interestingly and alternating, you got like 1/3, 2/3 mesh pocket. So this mesh pocket is about 1/3 width, and this one here is 2/3. Behind that, it is a 2/3, 1/3. So it's staggered so that you have, sorry, this is like hard to show. It's staggered so that if you were to fill all these up, you would probably have at least the bulk sort of alternating between your 2 wide ones and 2 short ones. Pretty cool design, in my opinion. And behind that is another zipper pocket. Surprisingly deep. I wouldn't put anything too big back there though, because it would bulk up. This actually is a nice high contrast visibility thing, so if you are walking in the dark and this is on your back, that might actually help being seen. The front pocket is diagonal downward to match this. There is one center pocket opposed to 2 left-right pockets. One center pocket. Another keychain thing here. This one is just a pushing here instead of a pull back click thing here. It's on the opposite side, but I don't think that's a huge difference. I don't put my keys in a thing there. No, actually what's really cool is that this back pouch has some organization. So for me, my hotel key card could go in this. This could be a really good place for that. I would probably have this on my body at the end of my day when I want to go back to my room, and I wouldn't need to like fumble with my pockets and find it in my wallet. I can just at least sling it to the front, unzip here, pull out the key card, boop, put it back in. That's really nice. It's still, of course, flat, and so if you wanted to put a passport there, you could. Now, there's also another pocket, but it's not like what you'd expect. This pocket is here, and these two can adjust. These two exterior straps can adjust, and so it can fit a water bottle. Now, the thing is, if it's not painfully obvious by the quality of these videos, I'm not sponsored. I don't have really high-tech gear. I'm just doing this because these are things that I care about. I find that while these both claim to be 4 liters, this actually has the most capacity. Partially, it's due to the fact that this bottom here is normally folded, but as you fill it out, it widens out. I, in concept, think more organization is better. When I hear people say that they want less organization in a bag, I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Wouldn't it be better to just have more pockets? If you don't want to use them, don't use them. But sometimes, I guess, just pockets take up space. This here, as you can see, does not have a folding bottom. It can sit, but it's not, it doesn't really have a discrete end. Again, don't bother with that bag. This one, to a degree, does. And because it has a separate front pocket that's separated by this thing in order to have that water bottle pouch, and on the opposite side, it won't fall through because this side here has a little mesh thing. I wouldn't say mesh. It's very elastic, though. So you can put a water bottle in here. More left shoulder focused, but hey, what are you going to do? If you cinch it tightly, you could fit a water bottle. Now, a lot of times when I see people reviewing these things and they talk about the water bottle pocket, they don't fill it up. So I'm going to show you, again, what my current layout looks like in other bags. I said I was going to fill up the Explorer, but honestly, forget it. Just trust me, the Explorer does not have as much capacity, in my opinion. So, first, it doesn't stand up as easily, but also the strap is hanging off. There we go. I think they all have YKK zippers. They're very nice, easy to organize. Nintendo Switch fits back here. Do be aware, though, that Switches have Joy-Con drift issues, so if you're concerned about that, take that into consideration. I'm going to put my deodorant all the way on the bottom and the sunscreen all the way on the bottom as well. And then I'm going to put the first aid kit and the battery pack in here in the mesh. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop-doop. Actually, I think I'll put the battery pack in the not mesh pocket, and the first aid kit in the mesh pocket, which I plan on changing out just because the first aid box is so bulky, but hey, it's like $2. Now, if you can see, it's already getting quite full. Hello. There we go. I had to kind of finagle it in order to get the deodorant and the sunscreen kind of flush against each other. And then my secret unmentionables, I'm going to... It's pasties. It's not drugs, it's pasties. Let's zip it in the zipper pocket there. So, here's the situation. It's already quite full. Most of the organization, you can use the pockets. The thing is, as I mentioned before, you can use any of the pockets, but you can't use all of the pockets. There are a lot of options, and you don't have to use some of the pockets. I tried to use these little mesh things against the Nintendo Switch wall, and it's just not very convenient. It's bulky, and it doesn't look very good, in my opinion. If you had 4 things that all wanted to be like vertical, upright, like maybe, but I don't know. I just don't see the point in that. It does sit nicely. It does kind of develop, again, a flat bottom, and when you fill this pocket out too, which I will. Very nice zippers, though. Oh, and also, again, these are 3 and 9 o'clock opposed to 10 and 2 o'clock, so I think it can be worn as a fanny pack or a hip sling if you're not American. Sorry, British people. It just means a very, very different word there. So let's put these things in my front pocket. This also, I feel like, could collect water. And while it looks really cool, the diagonal downward does not have as much convenience. Though it's not less capacity, because you can still pull this up. Spare scrunchie, pen, and electrolyte thingy. Nail clippers, I'm going to put in. Cough drops, I'm also going to put in the center pocket. Maybe I'll change that in the future. I don't know. Chapstick. Turns out chapstick's a brand name. Lip balm. Emergency meds. And more emergency meds. Pepto, in this case. And I can organize it to have them all stand up vertically, so it's easy to see. Ta-da! Back pocket. I only currently have one thing. I don't see that changing currently for me. It's just this spare mask, because you never know. There's always people out there doing crazy things. Alright, this bag is filled up at capacity. Obviously, it can hold more. You can really stuff it more if you'd like. You could probably slip something minimal in here. With this one, as you saw, I managed to fit my entire extra EDC pouch on top. It's not going to work for this one. It's just not tall enough, and it's not going to happen. You can see that there's not really a way that I can finagle this to fit. So, proof that this allegedly 4-liter or allegedly 3.5 liter bag is like less. It's not less than capacity. And here it is folded up, but when you fill it out, it just thickens out very nicely. So it does seem, at least to me, that this has the most capacity, despite saying that it has the least. But it's not. This is still like a really usable bag. And let's try out the water bottle, because before I tried it with this 20-ounce water bottle, not with this thing in here. But you know what? For the sake of demonstration, I'll try and show you as I get rid of this belt clip thing. Oh, I forgot to mention. These all have sort of seatbelt material, but this is an idiot-proof strap. This strap is actually so cool, because what happens is if you want to expand it, you want to pull up on this, and then I think you just slide it down like that, and now it's longer, so you can have it down at your hip if you wanted to on the side. But if you want it shorter, you just got to pull up. You got to pull against this bag though. But this is really cool. Now, maybe it's not 100% idiot proof because I'm struggling a little bit, but for the most part, it's really cool. Now, obviously, height and other things, how long and how tight you have it, can affect where the buckle is. Right now, it's like kind of against my collarbone, and depending on how tight it is, it can be up there or whatever. But that's too variable based off of you personally. So, in order to access the water bottle pouch, you have to pull from here, which then also means that you're shortening this length. So you actually kind of want to have it longer. Oh well. Also built-in strap holder here. Very, very nice. So you gotta shorten this length here, and this one as well. In fact, it's actually kind of a pain to do it while it's on your body. So I'm not gonna do that. This is 650 milliliters. It is just over 20 ounces, and unfortunately, it doesn't really fit. It just doesn't. I can maybe muscle it in, but I found that doing so, like, it can fit, but doing so makes this bag really, really front heavy, to the point where it seems like, which side is the front? Which side's the back? This is the part that's supposed to go against my chest. So if I'm wearing this, it's even hard to put on because it's like the weight distribution is a little awkward. I put it on upside down. No, I don't even know. Yeah, so like that's the thing. It's like really awkward if you do put this water bottle in here. I'm gonna try it again with the regular plastic water bottle. Whew. There you go. Here. This regular plastic water bottle. I used it before, but not nearly as much of a struggle. This is 16.9 fluid ounces, 500 milliliters. Opposed to 650. Much nicer fit, and you can pull this strap here to tighten it. Pull this one here too. Not nearly as awkward. So, okay. So now you can see that this water bottle, oh my god, my hair. The water bottle's in here. If you want to access it, you gotta kind of just pull, and you can pull it out. Again, this is more for left shoulder sling orientation, because otherwise it will be like this. But you could do that, just be careful that it doesn't drip over your pants. Or you put it in upside down. And hope the tension. So, I will say at least it does that. And if you want to put a small umbrella in here, that can be for you. So, we eliminated the Explorer. Whew, it's been quite a journey, hasn't it? But between the TomTalk T33 Aviator and the Inatech Sling Bag, which one should you choose? That's going to be up to your preferences and your needs. For me, I'm going to use the TomTalk Sling pouch because I like how deep it is, and that's kind of it. That's the biggest advantage that this has over both of these other two. Of course, this has advantages over the Explorer that I mentioned before, like this mesh pocket back here. But it's just deep, it's convenient, and I don't know. I like it. I wish it had better color options. And this is for my travel, but if this was for EDC, which it's not for me, but if this is for your EDC, this could actually be really good because you wouldn't necessarily even need a wallet with this. You can just have this be your wallet. It already has some card organization. You know? Some people put their phones back here. I don't, but you know, it's possible. Oof. So, actually, it fit. It's a little snug in here, but it did fit. And if you wanted to have a, you know, any organization you could possibly have is in the center pocket. It's just, again, you can use any of them, but you can't use all of them. So how you organize this is up to you. And the front pocket doesn't have as much organization because it's only one center pocket instead of two side pockets. But I don't think that's a really major difference. The water bottle thing I think is really cool, but it's only for relatively small disposable water bottles. Like if you have a small reusable water bottle, that's great. But my reusable water bottle is not even that much bigger. 20 ounces versus like 16.9 ounces, like 3 ounce difference, and it couldn't fit. I think this is a pretty average size water bottle. So if you have a 20 or 32 ounce water bottle, forget about it. But an umbrella, a nice folding umbrella, can fit in here, and I don't have to worry about, you know, any of the moisture like trapping and making it soggy or anything, because this is a nice ripstop material. This is also ripstop material. But yeah, I'm going to keep the TomTalk Aviator for myself. I'm going to give the Initech to my mother because I think this will be good for her and what she could use for it. I'm sure she could find plenty of uses. And I'm going to return the EDC Minimalist Sling T21 Explorer pouch. That's, I guess, my breakdown between these 3 bags. And it really mostly came down to me in terms of the capacity for the Aviator is quite nice. There's not really a convenient way of showing these 3. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this for the thumbnail. So, what I will say, they're all good bags. But for the price difference, I would say ignore the price difference. $35, $37, and $32. The greatest difference is $5. So why would you spare $5 when you can just have a better bag, in my opinion? Between the Initech Sling and the TomTalk Aviator, it's a $2 difference, like negligible. You can lose $2 and be like, oh man, and not have it ruin your life, right? You can lend someone $2, and if they never pay you back, but you know. So that's going to be it for me. I hope you found this helpful. I found that a lot of times bag reviews, either they were sponsored or it was very much just like all yes. And I wanted to be very clear that like not everything is all yes. They're all under $40. $45 when I bought them, but you can obviously buy nicer sling bags. Bellroy is like $89, but you know, twice the cost. That is something that you can be like, about $3, $5, like forget about it. But twice the cost is like, well, I could buy 2 bags with that much money. There will be some obvious differences between those and whatever. Air has some, Alpaca has some, but Alpaca in the same price range was only 2 liters opposed to 3.5 and 4. So I just said, forget about it. And I hope this was helpful. Also, I know a lot of people, for some reason, a lot of people complain about branding, and I get over it. I don't see an issue with having the brand say, we made this bag, you know? Oh, minimalist branding, like there's a brand here and there's this little thing here, but like Coach literally has it patterned on their stuff, right? Like, I don't get, like, it's not a big deal. People, if you don't like the branding being up in your face about stuff, like, whatever. What's worse to me is the fact that the nut sack is called the nut sack. Like, oh, what's that bag? The nut sack. No, gross. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I do think that there are a lot of great pros to the Initech and the Aviator, but there are some cons, and I wanted to specifically do a head-to-head with these as well. So if you found this helpful, please let me know in the comments what's the sling that you use. Like it. Tell your mom that she likes this bag. I don't know, like maybe your mom will enjoy this bag or whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about these bags if you have any opinions yourself, and happy day. So if this is your EDC bag, let me know, but that will be my travel bag, because the capacity is helpful. And oh yeah, actually real quick, this one I think is slightly heaviest. It's like 12 ounces. This one is the lightest at like 9 point something ounces. This is like 11 ounces, and this is like 12 ounces, but it's like, at that point, it's a sling bag. It's not gonna matter that much. So, anyways, happy carrying things, and have a good one. I hope this head-to-head helped.